Hi there, Lyndall Pinchin, Canine Naturopath from Canine Vitality, back again today to share with you this post on fats or carbs, what's really at the root of pancreatitis. Now, as an animal naturopath, I'm seeing more and more cases of pancreatitis in dogs. Now, while traditionally it's seen in older dogs, now many younger dogs are also falling victim to it. And maybe you have a dog that has suffered or is still suffering from pancreatitis right now. So today I want to share with you what I believe to be the underlying cause of pancreatitis in dogs, and it might not be what you think. Now, simply put, pancreatitis in dogs is an inflammation of the pancreas. Now, while there are a few different causes and triggers, it's important to note that this is much more common in dogs fed both processed and cooked foods. And why is this, you ask? Well, our dogs are built with the equipment to digest both meats, bones, organs and some plant material, but they really lack what they need to consume a diet of processed grain-based foods, i.e. commercial foods. And you know, cooked foods too can really lack the necessary living enzymes required, as these tend to be damaged in the cooking process. So really both types of diets can be very much lacking in enzymes. In this post, I'll show you why I believe this is really at the root of pancreatitis, especially when it's being diagnosed as a chronic problem. Now, the pancreas is an organ that lies behind the stomach and the first section of the small intestine, known as the duodenum. It really has two main functions. Firstly, it aids in the metabolism of sugar in your dog's body through the production of insulin. And secondly, it produces pancreatic enzymes to assist in the digestion of nutrients. Now, we all know that digestion in our own bodies begins in our mouth. And if you're anything like me, your mother told you as a little girl to chew your food 100 times before swallowing it, right? But I don't do that. But for dogs, things are slightly different. Now, being carnivores, they have no digestive enzymes in their saliva like we do. So for them, digestion just can't occur in the mouth. It can't start in the mouth. They also have a very short digestive tract in comparison to our own. And your dog's body uses enzymes to digest and use food, and they really rely on two types of enzymes to do this. Enzymes in the food itself and enzymes that are produced by the pancreas. Now, when our dogs are fed a cooked diet or a diet that's full of grains and processed foods, the pancreas really gets overstimulated and overworked, and in turn becomes inflamed. Now, this inflammatory response can actually cause those enzymes to be activated before they reach the small intestine, which is their proper destination. And this can actually cause like a self-digestion of the pancreas. The enzymes from the inflamed pancreas can also leak out into the stomach cavity, and this can damage the stomach lining and other organs, which really adds to what's already a serious and potentially life-threatening situation. Now, symptoms of acute pancreatitis include appetite loss, vomiting, sometimes accompanied by diarrhea, and there are often signs of lethargy and dehydration. Now, this can be really life-threatening, so obviously urgent veterinary attention is required here. But you know how chronic pancreatitis may actually cause no symptoms or only just random bouts of an occasional a vomit, a little bit of diarrhea. Now, traditionally it's believed that pancreatitis in dogs is caused by a very high-fat meal, which triggers the acute pancreatitis bout. And while this can be an immediate trigger, we really have to look a little bit deeper at the health of the pancreas to see what might be underlying this in the first place. Now, the American orthomolecular vet Dr. Wendell Belfield believed from his research into both commercial foods and his groundbreaking work with vitamin mineral therapy that the pancreas, much like any other organ, can actually start to wear out and really has limited enzyme production past a certain point. Now, over time, as this slows down, this can contribute to the aging of our dogs, as well as the incidence of pancreatitis. And you know, this can actually also happen with our own digestive systems. Our pancreas can also start to slow down and become a little bit less efficient, and we can get like a sluggish digestive system. Now, in dogs, this means that the more processed or cooked food we feed them, the harder that pancreas has to work in the digestive process. So it really makes sense that this could weaken the organ over long periods of time. Now essentially this process of digesting foods that our dogs were never really designed to eat can cause this pancreatic exhaustion and an increase in the incidence of pancreatitis. On the upside though, it's actually really quite rare to see this in dogs that are raw fed, as a raw diet contains plenty of natural living enzymes, and the very nature of raw food actually makes the digestive process much easier for our dog's pancreas. So while triggers such as a very high fat diet or gorging on something that's inappropriate may actually bring on a bout of pancreatitis, keeping this organ healthy and avoiding pancreatitis is really dependent on the right type of diet, which really means that we want to avoid processed and cooked foods full of carbs. Other contributing factors including obesity, which of course is linked to poor nutrition, certain drugs, and physical trauma to the pancreas itself can be a problem. But for the great majority of dogs suffering from bouts of pancreatitis, whether it be acute or chronic, making a move away from processed cooked foods to a raw and grain-free diet makes a whole lot of sense. And remember too that there is a really big difference between good and bad fats. So while it is important for a dog that has had pancreatitis to avoid certain types of fats, other good fats, including essential fatty acids, can actually be really helpful. But always really check first with your holistic practitioner rather than trying to work this one out on your own. Now, I hope you've really enjoyed this post on fats or carbs, what's really at the root cause of pancreatitis. I hope that you're enjoying these posts, so please leave me a comment or question below, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel where you'll receive the latest happy healthy dog tips straight to your inbox. So I will talk to you very soon. Bye for now.